Well, Demi, all the goalies must be happy. 2 games in, 2 clean sheets.
Yeah, it's a really good place to be, but I think the boys in front of us have done really well, because when you think about it, we didn't have much to do, which is always a good sign. That shows the team is playing really well, and hopefully there'll be many more of them to come on.
Yeah, it was a funny old game for you on Saturday in that you had your bar hit after about 2 seconds, and then after that you didn't have a save to make.
Yeah, it's one of them. I was saying to Lloydie and Jibs, I was saying just for jokes, saying for once you boys done your jobs. No, they've been really good. And like you said, you know, when they hit the bar the first 20 seconds, he thought, is it going to be one of them days which is going to be under pressure all game? But again, we didn't have much of the ball, but like you said, I didn't have to make no saves or anything. And I was just actually standing there at one point. I was thinking, I actually feel sorry for the boys, how much run they had to do. But listen, it's part of the game, and hopefully we're going to have many more games like that I don't have nothing else to do.
Yeah, and you're standing there, and particularly when it's the first day of the season, part of you must be thinking, well, I'd quite like to make a save, to actually have my first save of the season.
No, I'm not one of them guys that I want to make save. I've always said, as long as the team wins, I'm happy. Even if that means I'm not going to do anything through the game, that's absolutely fine with me. But like you said, I'm there for a reason, and when I'm coming to, I obviously would like to make the saves, but if the snow shows towards me, he can't do anything about it, so yeah.
And you must have been chuffed watching the game on Tuesday. For a goalkeeper, when you have your big moments, and for Will, a couple of really big saves in one after the other.
Yeah, he's done really well. Obviously the goalie union we have at the moment, myself and Will and James, he's been really good. He's been probably one of the best union I've been since I've been in the club, and we work together, we work really hard, and whoever plays we support each other, and I'm really glad for him because he's done really well. We made a match-winning save, and that's what we train, and yeah, I'm really happy for him.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, as goalkeepers, that you work so closely together, but unfortunately, unlike with the outfield players, there can only be one guy in the team at one time.
Yeah, that's what I think you're so different to the outfield players, because there's only one that can play, and you're fighting for the same shirt, you're doing your best in training, and the manager needs to pick only one, and we always looked at it that way. Whoever plays, we support each other, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, and of course, every goalkeeper ends up going through that experience. You had it with David Ford, where you're pushing and trying to get in the side.
Yeah, I think it's really important when you don't play, you're trying to do as much work as possible, and when that chance comes, you have to take it with both hands. And obviously when you play, it's completely different, because you're probably not going to do as much work as when you don't play, but you have to stay ready because there's people knocking on the door, and you always have to be at your best.
Yeah, and what a great opening week in the sense of not only for the goalkeepers having momentum, but I think virtually every senior player's had a touch of the ball over the 2 games, to have the 2 wins, to have the 2 clean sheets in 2 different competitions. It's perfect, really.
Yeah, it's really good, like you said, is to keep that momentum, especially from the last 2 years. We've been doing really well, and it's so important for us just to keep a foot on the gas. And no, it's been a great start. 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. Can't ask for much more, really, but there's so much more to come from us. That's just the beginning, and hopefully we're going to have even better results this year.
Yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? You can't ask much more from this week, but it is just the first week, and it just gives you that platform for the next bit.
Yeah, I think the manager mentioned it a couple of times, you know, you don't want going in the first game of the season, hit your peak, being your best, because that's not really good. So hopefully with the season goes on, we're going to be improved, we're going to become better and better, and I'm sure we will, because we have a really good team. We train really well, the boys are putting the work, and you know, when you work hard, the rewards follow.
Yeah, and with the momentum, presumably the philosophies here, the identity is so firmly set now that keeping that momentum becomes a lot easier, and that you know what you did last season, you know what you want to do this season, and what you can add to it.
Yeah, exactly, because I think it's really important just to look what's next, not just don't look in the future who we play in the next 2 months or something. It's the next game, so it's Oxford Saturday. We just have to make sure our full focus is on that game, give 100%, trying to get a result out there, and we move on. Then we think about the next game, and that's why I think it brings so much success to this football club, especially because we don't think about the future, we think about what's now and what we got next, and that's where our heads are. And so I think it works really well for us, and yeah, we just have to keep doing it.
Yeah, and a great example this week, 2 different competitions, 2 different sets of players really going out there, but putting in the same level of performance, taking each game as it comes.
Yeah, exactly. That shows you how good of a squad we have. You know, look at the bench on Saturday, on Tuesday, you've got players that can come on and completely change the game. And that's what happens. Look at Seiko coming on Saturday game, saying, okay, probably the best 5 minutes I've seen from a player coming on. But yeah, it's a really good squad. We've got really good players, and it's a really exciting place to be at the moment.
Cool, that's great for me.
Dimi, can you remember a quieter first game of the season for you?
Sorry?
Can you remember a quieter first game of the season for you?
Not really, but listen, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have many more of them because it's really good to see, because the boys have been so brilliant, and that's just credit to them.
But does it make it harder in some ways because of the concentration? Because obviously that's what
it's one of them. Obviously at the top level you see the keepers when they don't have much to do, and you need to make that one big saves. And I've always said the best goalkeepers are the ones when they have nothing else to do all game, but they make that saves when the team needs them the most. And obviously you have to be ready, 100% focused toward the game. You don't have to start thinking about other stuff, because when that shot comes in, you better save it.
Very nice.
Dimi, what's the aim for the team this season?
Like I said, I don't think there's an aim at all, because if we set a target, I don't think it really works well for us. What works well is about the next game and the game after, and I think we just have to keep our heads towards Oxford on Saturday, and after that we think about the next game, and it works really well for us. Yeah.
With yourself as well, you obviously had an excellent season last year. What do you look to achieve this season? Very much the same, is it?
Yeah, more in the same. Really, it's just about consistency. I think the most important thing is just being consistent, knowing what you're gonna get out of me every week, and just play the games, just take it how it is. Like I said, I would love to have a better season than the last season, but the main thing is to just be consistent, do what you do, keep training the way you're training, and just everything will come.
Thoughts on Oxford this weekend? What do you expect from them?
Yeah, tough game. Going to bigger pitch, of course. They're a really good team with a lot of excellent players in their side, so they'll definitely be up there this season for sure. So we expect that, but we've done well against the big teams anyway, so hopefully we can go there and nick a result.
In terms of yourself as well, you had a couple of knocks in pre-season, feeling in good shape?
Oh yeah, I'm all good. That's just pre-season. When you come back, if you don't get a little knocks in pre-season, you've not done it properly. So no, I'm all good, no problems.
And in terms of yourself as well, fans will want to know, will you be here on September the 1st when the window shuts?
Yeah, I'll be here. I'm happy here. Why would I not be here? I don't know where all these talks comes from, but listen, I'm happy to be here. I've always been happy being here. So yeah,